Let's talk about the US dollar. Those green bills you use every day, from your morning coffee to the latest gadget. It's not just America's currency, it's the world's reserve currency, trusted by countries everywhere as a kind of global safety net. This gives the US a unique advantage. It can borrow money easily, and what happens to the dollar affects nearly everyone on the planet. Imagine if your village decided your prize-winning marrow was the best thing to trade with. Suddenly, everyone wants a piece. The dollar's strength keeps global trade running smoothly, making it the captain of the world's economic team. Because everyone wants dollars, the US enjoys a top credit rating, making it easier to fund everything from roads to research. But if the dollar wobbles, the whole global machine can get into trouble. That's why keeping the dollar strong is a job that matters from Washington to the world. Its stability is what keeps the wheels of trade turning. Lose that, and the world's economic engine could sputter. So the dollar isn't just money, it's the backbone of the global economy. And that's why everyone's paying attention. So, what's a dollar collapse? It's when the dollar suddenly loses a huge chunk of its value, fast. Imagine your $10 bill suddenly only buys you a single cracker instead of a whole meal. This isn't normal inflation, it's a crisis of confidence, where people and countries lose faith in the dollar all at once. When trust evaporates, everyone rushes to swap dollars for something safer, other currencies, gold, or even property. If the world stops using dollars for trade and savings, America's special status vanishes. The dollar goes from team captain to benched player, and the global economy takes a hit. It's not about burning bills, it's about trust disappearing overnight. A collapse would send shockwaves through every country that relies on the dollar. That's why a dollar collapse is such a big deal. It's a mess nobody wants to see. Why are people worried about the dollar right now? For starters, US government debt is at record highs, like a bar tab that never stops growing. The government's been borrowing and printing more money, which can weaken the dollar's value. Meanwhile, countries like China and Russia are trading more in their own currencies, chipping away at the dollar's dominance. Every trade that skips the dollar is a small leak in its global power. Add in rising inflation and interest rates, prices are up, and the Federal Reserve is tightening the screws to slow things down. But if they go too far, it could trigger a recession. Not far enough, and inflation keeps eroding the dollar's value. Global uncertainty, conflicts, trade disputes makes investors nervous, and some are questioning if the dollar is still the safest bet. All these pressures create a perfect storm of concern. The world is watching to see if the dollar can weather it. If trust slips, the consequences could be huge. That's why the dollar's future is under the microscope. It's not panic time, but it's definitely time to pay attention. The stakes are high for everyone. If the dollar truly collapsed, you'd feel it at the shops first. Imported goods would become unaffordable overnight. Hyperinflation would eat away your savings, and businesses relying on imports could shut down, costing jobs. Loans for homes or cars would dry up, and planning for the future would be nearly impossible. History's shown us how ugly this can get. Think Germany after World War I, or Zimbabwe's trillion-dollar bills. When money loses all value, society can unravel fast. America's global influence would shrink, and the government would struggle to fund basic services. Life could become a scramble for essentials, with bartering making a comeback. The ripple effects would hit not just the US, but economies everywhere. It's a scenario no one wants to see play out. That's why keeping the dollar steady is so critical. The stakes are nothing less than economic stability. It sounds grim, but don't panic. Be prepared, not scared. Diversify your savings. Don't keep everything in cash. Consider real assets like property or a bit of gold. Stock up on essentials and learn practical skills. Being resourceful is its own kind of wealth. For governments, the job is to control debt, encourage innovation, and strengthen the economy at home. A strong, productive country is the best defense against a currency crisis. Remember, a full-blown dollar collapse is unlikely. The dollar's a massive ship, hard to sink. Stay informed, make sensible choices, and don't let fear take over. Like Gromit, have a plan and keep calm. With preparation and perspective, we can weather any economic storm. Now how about a nice slice of Wensleydale?